Hey, what's going on, folks? I'm sure you've all heard the news by now. If not, this year's Best of the Super Juniors has been canceled due to the pandemic, the global pandemic that's going on right now. It's unfortunate. This is one of the two tournaments that I think everyone looks forward to yearly. Um, the past, three Best of the Super Juniors finals to me have been easily match of the year contenders. Um, it's sad. It's really sad. But it speaks of the sign of the times that we're going through right now. It would have been interesting, in my opinion, to have seen the field this year because you have, should I say, you have Will Ospreay pretty much a heavyweight right now. If you follow him on social media, you will see Will Ospreay is pretty much a heavyweight now. He's bulked up. He's completely bulked. He is definitely not a junior heavyweight any longer. So who would they have replaced him with? That would have been the question. And who would have been pegged in to win it? Um, I know a lot of people off the rip would have probably said Hiromu, um, which is possible. Which is possible. Um, I wouldn't have been quick to have said Hiromu, actually, though. I wouldn't have just picked Hiromu. I know Hiromu's coming back, and he's the current IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion right now, but I wouldn't have been quick to just say Hiromu would have won this just like off the whim. I would have probably taken someone like El Phantasmo this year. If not El Phantasmo, probably Taji Ishimori. Um, I would have speculated that not only Marty Scurll, but someone like Jonathan Gresham would have been involved. Usual suspects as far as like Ryu Lee, aka Dragon Lee, he probably would have been involved with it. Um, this would have been an interesting best of the Super Junior. I always wonder why the Rev Pro partnership, but there's a couple of other names in Rev Pro, especially that fit the Super Junior category that I would have liked to seen in this tournament. I think they would probably look there to fill out the remaining rosters for both of the blocks. There would have probably been a couple of other names that I would have speculated actually that maybe Alex Zane would have probably have been involved in it this year as well. I would have loved to see Alex Zane involved in the Best of the Super Juniors. Flip Gordon is another name that will probably been involved in it. There's a couple of names that I can just point out and say, hey, they would have been like a perfect fit for the Best of the Super Juniors this year. But unfortunately, it won't happen this year. I think we're all going to look for the return for next year, and not to overshadow it, but this really brings in the question: all right, are we going to get a G1 climax this year? Because just about everything is based on the G1 climax. As far as you're talking about, the main event at Wrestle Kingdom is based on the G1 climax. So um, it's real interesting to see how this is going to work everything out because I'm sure the winner of the Best of the Super Juniors would have faced the eventual, well, Hiromu at Dominion, but I have doubts that Dominion is even going to happen this year. So maybe we get something modified towards the end of the year when we're talking the G1 climax, because you got to think they already planned on pushing it back due to the Olympics were supposed to be held this year, but since the Olympics aren't being held this year, um, things in Japan are just some of everywhere right now. So how they're going to work things out, I don't know. But in Gato, I trust. I'm going to make a video on Gato and his best booking decisions, which he's had a ton over pretty much the entire period he's been the booker at New Japan. To me, he's the best booker in the business. But back to the topic. It's going to be interesting to see how New Japan works things out from here on out to the rest of the year, especially coming off a year like they had last year, excuse me. But let me know who you thought would have been a good fit, and not only who you thought would have been a good fit for Best of the Super Juniors, but who you think would have won the Best of the Super Juniors this year. Like I said, I would have probably picked El Phantasmo. I would have. I think El Phantasmo would have probably won the Best of the Super Juniors. If I'm correct, he did win the Super J Cup last year. So for him to win the Best of the Super Juniors and probably go over on Hiromu at Dominion, it probably wouldn't have been a surprise to me at all. Um, they've been building him since he's been in the Bullet Club in New Japan for like the past year and some change now. So my pick would have probably been El Phantasmo. I could have easily been wrong. Could have easily been wrong on that pick, but it wouldn't have shocked me at all if El Phantasmo would have won this year. But I do expect him to be involved in the title picture sometime around um, Wrestle Kingdom. Um, it's going to be interesting to see. But unfortunately, like I said, we're not going to get Best of Super Juniors this year. And it really leaves a big cloud of doubt over the G1 Climax. So let me know what you think. Hit me up, follow me on Twitter, and leave your comments.